keep yourself on mute only if you're speaking. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the live session where we'll be launching the UPAI Kickoff Women Leaders Fellowship. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to sharing the excitement that the development committee of the UPAI has been harnessing over the last couple of weeks and months. So to get us started, let me give you a very brief background about the Kickoff Women Leaders Fellowship. The fellowship is envisaged as a cohort of 8 young, amazing women leaders from across the country. They come from a diverse age group of 15 to 24 years. They're from almost all parts of the country, and we are super excited to be embarking on this journey with all of them. Without much further ado, I will open this up and request all our fellows to introduce themselves. So the Ultimate Frisbee Community of India, here you go. Here's your first 8 fellows of the amazing UPI Kickoff Fellowship. Sanju, would you like to start off?
हेलो, मेरा नाम संजू है और मैं लखनऊ से हूँ। मैं हेल प्रोजेक्ट एनजीओ से हूँ और मेरा फॉलोशिप ज्वाइन करने का मकसद ये था कि मैं अगर सेलेक्ट होती हूँ तो मैं नई चीज़ें सीखूंगी और अपनी टीम को जितना सिखा पाऊंगी उससे सीख कर वो सिखाऊंगी और मैं जहाँ कोचिंग करती हूँ वहाँ पे मैं सिखाना चाहूँगी।
Thanks, Sanju. Nisha? Nisha, you're on mute.
सॉरी, मेरा नाम निशा है। मैं गोगुंदा उदयपुर से हूँ। मैं एक क्षमतालय फाउंडेशन एनजीओ में हूँ और मैं एक्साइटेड हूँ अल्टीमेट फ्रिस्बी को और ज्यादा जानने में और कुछ लाइफ स्किल्स के बारे में और जान पाऊँ। थैंक यू।
Priya, go for it.
Hi, my name is Priyadashni. I am from Chennai and I'm part of Flywell Club team and Pudido NGO. I'm excited to join the fellowship because it will be a new experience for me. And then I want to know how people are thinking in different ways because each of them have different views and opinions. And so I want to be in part of this fellowship. It will be a help me to grow my experience and my leadership quality. Thank you.
अंजना, आप नेक्स्ट जा सकते हो।
हाय, मैं अंजना माझी चाबुआ आसाम से हूँ और मैं प्ले क्यूटी प्रोग्राम में ज्वाइन किया है और इस फेलोशिप में मैं ज्वाइन करके मेरे लाइफ में आगे बढ़ने के लिए मुझे कुछ दिशाएं मिलेंगे और मैं अपना खेल को भी आगे बढ़ाना चाहती हूँ। थैंक यू।
Kajal, you can go ahead. Rothai, would you like? Kajal, आप म्यूट पे हो।
हाय, मेरा नाम काजल है। मैं लखनऊ की रहने वाली हूँ। प्रोजेक्ट खेल एनजीओ के साथ काम करती हूँ और इस फेलोशिप में मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें सीखने को मिलेगा और कॉन्फिडेंस भी मिलेगा, बाकी लोगों के बारे में जानने को भी मिलेगा, इसलिए इस चीज के लिए मैं बहुत खुश हूँ। थैंक यू।
Rothai, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Goday. and I am from Oroville and I play with Spinnergy. I'm excited for this because for this fellowship because this would make me bold and stronger as a player. Thank you.
Sapna? Sapna, sorry,
सपना आपकी
आपकी
ऑडियो
आवाज
नहीं, बहुत धीमी आ रही है आपकी आवाज सपना।
Actually, I'm sorry, but I am traveling right now.
No problem, Sapna. Thank you for joining us. Sapna Dalvi plays for GK Mad. She is from Delhi, and we are very excited to have you on board, Sapna. Also, our eighth and final member of the cohort is Nancy. Nancy is 24 years old. She's associated with One All based out of Chennai, and she plays for the club team Flywire. As you can see, Nancy has left us with a nice quote that I am super excited to meet people from different cultures and learn new things that will help me become a leader. We're excited to have you as well, Nancy. And that completes our cohort of 8 amazing young women, ultimate Frisbee athletes, leaders from all parts of the country. Fellows, we are extremely excited to embark on this journey with all of you. But the fellowship and what we have in plan for you would not be complete without the amazing partners and facilitators who have been extremely, we're extremely grateful to them for joining us to make this journey super special for you. Moving on, Kavya from Tara Foundation.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great morning. And this is Kavya from Tara. So Tara is an organization that aims to nurture gender equal spaces. And we are extremely excited to work with all the fellows this year. And so thank you, UPI, and Kickoff for giving us this opportunity. In the coming year, we would learn so many different things about our own self, about our gender, and how our gender is not about limited potential, but so much more that we can do. And also, we will tackle a lot of issues and a lot of I'll probably say a lot of things that usually are probably posed as an issue on the field for us or for say women per se. So yes, I'm really excited to see how this goes in the coming year. And and of course to finally have a group of very strong, courageous women leaders. Thank you.
Rushina from Rupico.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Rushina from Rupico. And so my partner Komal and I, we founded Rupico a couple of years ago because we wanted to address the issue of financial literacy in our country. And Komal is not able to join here today, but I'm sure some of you all have met her in the past. And we were both super inspired by you all actually when we did a brief session last time where we got to understand that all these young women have so much potential, and I'm sure it's going to be an amazing journey with you all. As a part of our program in the entire year, we'll be covering various topics on personal finance because finance as a subject is important to all of us, and it's a skill that we are not really taught in our schools or colleges. So it's important to still learn it uh, in a good professional way. So we'll be covering a lot of topics around personal finance, and I'm sure it will be helpful to you all when you're in your journey in any way. We are all very excited. Both Komal and I are super excited to be interacting with you all for the next 1 year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rushina. Smriti?
Hi, I'm Smriti from Orville, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing these girls grow and bring change to each of their communities. Thank you.
Next up, we have Anand from Kickoff Solutions.
All right. Hi. Firstly, thank you so much for to the whole team that's come together. It's taken a village. Thank you, Kavya. Thank you, Rushina, Komal, Smriti. Thanks for being such an integral part of what we had started with a much smaller, I think, vision. Thanks so much to the UPI strategy team initially from Meghna and Manix for really stretching the boundaries on what was really possible. And to Advitya and the wonderful volunteer group for just their diligent efforts, burning the midnight oil through the past few months. I don't think we had ever envisioned something as deliberate and detailed as this for the selection. So you've completely blown us away. Thank you very, very much. I think we do need to start in all humility, saying that none of us are the full solution. We're all small jigsaw pieces, but it's so wonderful to see UPI bringing so many different pieces together for something much more beautiful, hopefully for the future. And finally, to the full group, Gothai, Kajal, Sanju, Priyadarshini, Sapna, Nisha, Arukya, Anjana, I haven't met you yet, but I really look forward to hopefully seeing and meeting some of you, all of you soon. Thank you so much for just letting us be a small part of your individual journeys. It's a long way ahead for now as well, but आप सब एक मिसाल खड़ा कर रहे हैं अपने आप में, and we hope that your stories, आपकी कहानियाँ और लड़कियों को प्रेरणा दे, and that a lot of other girls find inspiration, and this is only a beginning. Please do keep us honest. हमें बताएं हमारे जर्नी में भी और हम क्या कर सकते हैं. But it is wonderful just to get this started. So really, really, I mean, happy to be here, and all the very best to everyone. Thank you.
Anand and also Shubhrato, on behalf of the UPAI, thank you so much for your support and consistent, consistently engaging with us and ensuring that what we plan together for these girls is something that will be hugely beneficial for the community at large. So thank you so much for that support, and we look forward to engaging further and taking this ahead. Apart from the facilitators that you saw today, we also have a bunch of others who have not been able to join this call, but we will soon launch all information about all facilitators. Finally, we have Anjali, who's representing Past Elective, and Past Elective is doing something really exciting for the fellowship. And Anjali, open it up to you. Please tell us about PAS and about how you're associated with the fellowship.
Yes. Hi, everyone. It's been really great hearing from the cohort. It's a really diverse group, and congratulations for bringing them all together. We're really excited to be working with all the girls and the whole team and all the teams. It's great to see this collaborative approach between multiple organizations. So at PAS Collective, we have two verticals. On the one side, we have field programs which we run with our football club, Shining Stars Football Club, which is a skills development and football excellence program, which is delivered to children and youth from marginalized communities in Bangalore. And on the other hand, we have a design studio where we create communication design, program design, and branding and service design, which usually center around work that's in equity, well-being, and skills development. So we kind of just shuffle between the studio and the field to create work which is very much aligned with the work that UPA is doing as well with the fellowship. So really excited to be working with everyone over here. Thanks.
Thank you, Anjali. I think with that, we are going to wrap up this session. On behalf of the Development Committee, comprising of myself, Matthew, Shubhra, and Peter, we are extremely thankful to all you amazing people, our 8 amazing fellows, facilitators, partners, for believing in us and trusting us, trusting our ability. We hope to have an amazing year to come. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Don. I think I'm just mind blown by the amount of work that all of you have put in. I think I tried to get all the names at least in the comment box. But if I've missed somebody out, my apologies. I'm so excited to see this cohort of 8. And I know that the committee had a lot of trouble finalizing the candidates because we felt that all of you were truly amazing. I have played with most of you. Some of you haven't got the opportunity to meet us yet, but I think that will be shortly corrected. The next session is really the Ask Me Anything, which is we have all the EB members on the call to answer any questions that you or anybody else from the community has. If you have any questions, just feel free to type them out in the chat box and we'll take them. But we also have a list of questions from some of the previous sessions. So we'll start jumping into those for now. I'm just pulling that up. Yeah, I think the first question was with respect to more details from how our MP, Mr. Solanki, brought up ultimate frisbee during their session in Gujarat. And while the Times of India reported this, I think our sport has become a lot more visible when it comes to the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs. After almost a couple of years, they've written back to us on our application and they've requested that we complete registering 23 state and union territory associations before we reapply for National Sports Federation status. So that's where that is. We've written to the minister as well and we'll be following up as in when we get the logistical nightmare of registering all these 23 state and union territory bodies out. So that was the first question. I think there is the second question is about the NCS rules. The NCS rules are confusing. Please make a flow chart to better explain. I think this was from Vardhan. I completely agree with you. The NCS rules are confusing, but I think we decided to make it a lot more flexible based on feedback from certain segments of our community. And I'll go into a little detail here because I just want to explain why we are making the NCS more flexible. So the reason why we have sectionals is to ensure that we have a lot of grassroots opportunities for beginner teams to play elite teams. And in certain parts of our country, we don't have maybe a quorum to make sectionals possible, which means that for sections like Goa, they actually have to travel all the way to maybe Ahmedabad or Bombay to take part in a sectional, which is counterproductive because really we want sectionals to be focused for the tier 2 or 3 teams within that particular state and city. So we are making these changes to ensure that there is minimal travel and people can save on, travel, accommodation, and so on. So those are really the rules. What we are going to do is we're going to have Ambarish and Aishu kind of explain this in more detail in a detailed session, and we'll have a live AMA with the competitions committee as well. So they can kind of chime in on very specific questions that pertain to your team or your region. I'm going to ask Sumedha to take the next question. The next question is, I'm new to Ultimate. How or where can I get started?
Thanks, Meghna. So if you're new to Ultimate and you're not really connected with any more people or community yet, the easiest way to get out and play is to reach out to India Ultimate through their email ID or go onto our website. And there is also an option to connect with us through WhatsApp. If you can tell us where you're based, we'll be able to connect you with the closest community according to that. Going forward, I'm also going to go ahead and take up question 4, which is what do we do when we don't know if some teams will be continuing over the year, or do we build up teams after it's safe to come out and play, and will we be able to register a team later as well? So first thing, player safety always first. I would request everybody to first make sure that it's safe to go out and play, and only then think about NCS or competitive play. It is crucial that everybody is mindful of making sure that everybody has safe space to play and does not risk anybody else's safety in the excitement to come out and play. The NCS will not start till we have better news on the COVID front, and we will only be able to announce a definite rostering timeline and the rules for rostering closer to that, depending on how the situation looks. But apart from that, we're also going to be having events like the BU hat that we had in Bangalore when the numbers look better. So there will definitely be a lot more Ultimate happening, but it all depends on the COVID precautions that we take and how the numbers look a few months down the line. So I'm going to hand off to Alex. Is Alex around yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Alex, over to you.
Those are the questions we have got so far. If there are any more questions, please do type in, and we'd be happy to answer them right now.
Yeah, I think we can give it a couple of minutes. Else, for anyone who's watching, the next session will resume at 2 p.m. for the breakout sessions. Have a quick lunch break, and we'll see you soon. We're still going to hang around for a couple of minutes in case any questions come in, and then we'll log off.
It looks like we have one more question which we got a little earlier, which wasn't answered. There's a question: is there a possibility that the NCS might get called off again? So as of now, we are preparing to have the NCS start in June, July. But as we all know, everything is, we're playing it by the year right now, and it all depends on how the pandemic goes. We are planning towards the season, but we can only take a call as we go on, right? The cases are on the rise again. Trainings have been called off in many of the cities. Let's see where we are by the end of the month, and we'll be more definitive on that.
I think there's one more question on the fellowship. Does UPI plan to expand on the fellowship? Yes, this is really exciting, and this is the first time we are doing something like this. So we want to see how the first cohort goes. The fellowship itself is for 2 years, but the idea or the intent really is to have this as a recurring year-on-year system, and provide actually practical opportunities along with, I think, skill sets, exposures, platforms to young female leaders in our community. So next year, the idea or intent is to go ahead and have another 8 people, select another 8 people for the fellowship. So that's how we are thinking of expanding. We did debate about expanding the number of fellows to 16. but I think we want to run this well for a couple of years before we kind of take a call like that. There's one more question on college teams find it difficult to raise funding since the sport is not government recognized and UGC recognized. Any plans to aid the college community? A great question here. I think overall it's not just the college teams that find difficulty with raising funding. I think the sport in itself is not really out there, and we are trying to take care of that in various ways and means. So one is, of course, to increase the visibility of the sport, which you can already see happening with, I think, some of the media coverage, some of our social media profiles. I think partnering with a lot of NGOs and having, I think, a meaningful relationship and PR dockets to talk up the various things that we continue to do. And I think even kind of bringing NCS into the mainstream and having reporting around that. So one wing is definitely communication. The second is partnerships. And over here, I would love to work with the college teams to see how we can go out and raise funding. So for example, dance competitions in colleges also attract funding. I think fests in colleges attract funding. And college students are in the best place to kind of tap into those kinds of funding streams. And we've definitely not done enough there. So please do reach out to Shishir and me. Both of us will be leading the fundraising partnership effort from our end, and we will see what best we can do over there. In addition, we are trying to, at least for college students from lower economic backgrounds, we are trying to get like a blanket fundraising proposal out with a few of our partners to see if some of their costs can be taken care of by private sponsors. I think with very specifically with UGC recognition, I think it is a long path, because first what happens is we need to get the sports National Sports Federation recognition, and then move on to state recognitions, and then finally UGC recognition. And to get the NSF, we need to register bodies and roll them up under the UPAI, at least in 23 states or union territories. So I think this EB and I think a couple of EBs after this will focus their efforts on getting this done quickly. Do one of you want to take this, Alex or Shishir, on what do states have to do to register themselves as societies or Section 8, and what support will UPI be providing to states for this?
Yeah, so there is a process that has been set up. We are setting up this process for all the states to get registered. I think this question has come from Tamil Nadu Association. The OPS currently finalizing this with the TN body, and they will be reaching out to the body to help with the registration process. Right. There was also a question, given that the sports will resume now, can we host private ultimate and how can we help with it? If you notice, we currently have a COVID tracker which is published on Monday. If you are from a city in which it's from the white band and it's safe to play, yes, you can host ultimate events. But please do write to the ops and give us a heads up. But if you're not from one of, if you're from a city which is in the yellow, orange, or the red band, orange and red band, we advise you not to host tournaments. If you're from the yellow band, please do check on the limit. You can host a tournament. Right? If in case,
Alex, is it just me, or is your audio not that great? Meghna, were you facing the same issue? Yeah, Alex, you might want to repeat the last answer because the audio wasn't very clear.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. This is about the sports resuming, right? You could hear the one before that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a question which asks, given sports will resume, can we host private ultimate events, and how can UPI help in this? If you notice, we have a COVID tracker which is published every Monday. If your city falls in the white or the yellow band, you can host tournaments, but it limits you to how many teams you can call in for that event. If you fall in the orange or the red band, you can't host events. In case you have any doubts on this, please do write to the ops team, and we will get that sorted for you. Yeah.
I think there's another question about registration deadline.
Yeah. So, Shishi, you want to take that?
Sure. So I think the exact question is about the extension of the registration deadline in light of second wave. So I think the earlier deadline was 9th of April. So you will be hearing back from ops very soon. I think there should be a post out, but there will be an extension in the registration deadline. And you will be able to register teams later as well. Of course, it's an unplanned scenario. So there will be more leeway to register teams. And assuming things will settle down, we will be looking to have NCS start somewhere in June, July, but more will be heard from ops in the next few days.
I think there's one more question on, is there a curriculum using Ultimate to teach life skills, and where can we find more information? There is a lot of curriculum, and actually we're quite lucky to have so many organizations that runs or S4D organizations, sports for development organizations. So while all of this is there, kind of content, our development committee and coaching committee has best practices that they can definitely share with you. You could write to the development committee, which is development@indiaultimate.org, and they'll match you with the exact requirement that you have in mind.
I think there's one more that's come in about competitions and the ability to combine teams, because people are struggling to put together full teams. I don't think there are any easy answers here. I think we'll have to run this by competitions, but it's an interesting one because we do want people to play Ultimate as much as they can. But at the same time, we'll have to see how it plays out with the with the rankings and what does it mean for the overall year and following years. But I think it's a special situation. So definitely need to consult with competition, and we'll be back with some perspective on if there's more demand and a lot of communities and teams feel like this, we'll see if there's a way out or not. But at this point in time, we'll need to go back and get competition's view on it before we can respond.
We would also like you to try and build and make a team.
Sorry, Alex, your voice is again a bit of a challenge. Yeah.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So adding to what Shishir said, we would also like you to go ahead and make a team, try and build. If you have half a roster, you still have enough time to try and see if you build a team. This is how we are trying to promote the sport to more people. It would really help if we can roster our individual teams instead of combining teams, right? So try and focus on that.
Okay, more questions are coming, so we should stay on.
I love this question. How do we volunteer to work for the UPI? I don't know if the ops team has put this in or if someone from the community has put it in. So every year, what we do is we send out a form requesting folks to raise their hand up and volunteer with the bunch of committees that we have. And sometimes we have applicants through that. But mostly we are short staffed and we reach out to folks that we know. So if you're interested, you can just drop a line to the board at indiaultimate.org or operations@indiaultimate.org and we'll match you up. I think currently SOTG competitions is looking out for more people. Maybe even the other committees are, but I know that these two committees definitely need more people. Okay, there's one more question. If I intern with the UPI, will I get a certificate? Great question. I think we haven't done a great job of issuing certificates for the fantastic work that our interns or national team athletes or anyone does. We should provide a certificate if you intern work with UPI. We have in the past kind of done it on demand. So we've had folks who have asked us about, hey, can you refer me to this job? Or can you write a recommendation letter? Or can you just validate that I have work experience, either as a coach for a national team or a manager for a national team and so on, and we've done that. We can definitely be a lot better with respect to our proactive recognition and kind of sending out proactive certificates. Though I think with our current bandwidth, as more people volunteer and intern, we'll be able to get this done and reach the ideal state. So do you want to take this? The next one, which is, can we have explainer videos for new rules or SOTG in regional languages?
Sure. So we already have the SOTG committee working on a lot of similar initiatives through which we can have SOTG workshops and introduction to new rules for more people. We will be working on this going forward, but it would also be great if we can have more volunteers pitch in to help with this, especially when it comes to translating content into regional languages. So if you can volunteer your time and skills for this, that would be great. Please reach out to us through our website or Instagram or Facebook handle, and we will be working on it. That it can all the life skills and SEL content be put on the website together. We can look at that. Yes, that would be great. We do have a lot of course resources and content resources that are in different places right now. And typically what we do is we put together what is relevant to a specific program or initiative and run that in that place. But yes, we do have a good directory of content that can be put together for the community as well. We will work on that.
Yes, another fantastic question. Where can I buy discs for my team and how much will it cost? So typically, UPI should be getting its act right in this department. And thanks for calling it out. We haven't done a fantastic job through the pandemic. We did have a tie-up with ARIA, and they were sending discs to us. However, I think with this COVID regulation, they haven't been able to send us discs, and that logistics is becoming difficult. What I think a few club teams have done, like I know a few teams in Bangalore have done this, they've come together and raised requests for 100 discs or so, which is when it becomes, I think, affordable. And they will be sending or selling this disc to the community. There is also a conflict of interest. Jaydeep, who I'm married to, runs 91 Ultimate. 91ultimate.com. That is one other retail channel that you could use in the interim. However, UPI will work on figuring out the disc partnership and announce that for the next season. Okay, super. I think those were the questions. If there is anything else, please do feel free to reach out. You can write to operations@indiaultimate.org or board@indiaultimate.org. Do spare some time to attend the breakout sessions happening in the second half. They will start at 2 p.m. India Ultimate YouTube channel. Please come at 2 o'clock, everybody. See you.
Okay, bye guys. I think we're done here.
Okay.
Bye-bye.